Hi guys, I'm Karen. You're watching Catching Up with Karen Mom Talk. We're going to be talking about morning sickness and Hyperemesis Gravidarum. I know, big word. Sickness. Let's talk about when it's not normal. What is Hyperemesis Gravidarum? So hyperemesis is Greek, gravidarum is Latin. Hyperemesis, hyper means high or excessive. Emesis means to vomit. Okay, gravidarum is one whole word. It means pregnant women. So the whole word altogether means high or excessive vomiting that affects pregnant women. It's a condition that affects between 0.3% to 2.3% of women. It's characterized by severe nausea, vomiting, weight loss of more than 5% of body weight, and sometimes electrolyte disturbance. Again, when you're throwing up, it can throw off your electrolyte balance. The symptoms usually peak at 9 weeks of gestation and subside around 20 weeks. It can go off all the way until your entire pregnancy. In rare severe cases, because hyperemesis is already a rare case, in 1 to 5% of mothers, they may need to stay hospitalized in order to receive fluids and nutrition through IVs or through their veins. And this is where you would go in and they would rehydrate you, and then you would have to take food through an IV or nutrition through an IV in order to stay functioning. Women who experience hyperemesis in their very first pregnancy are at a higher risk for recurrence. So this means if it's your first pregnancy, you have hyperemesis, and you're thinking about having another baby, just know that it is a higher possibility that you may go through this again. Why it's important to talk to your doctor if you're experiencing these symptoms. It's important because they'll be able to offer medication to help with the nausea and vomiting. They'll be able to offer you information on how to treat it or maintain it or live with it. And they'll be able to prepare you in case, kind of like for the worst case scenario. This is something that has to be shared with them during your appointments, because doctors are there to help you. They're there to make sure that you have a safe pregnancy and a safe delivery. I just want to reassure you guys that for the most part, the only thing that is affected is birth weight. Moms with hyperemesis tend to deliver smaller babies than those without it, and that's about roughly the only thing that's affected. There was a study that found no long-term outcomes between women with hyperemesis and women without it. They also noted that neurological maturity was not affected at all by the age of 1 because of the disorder. And there was no long-term effects. There was nothing wrong because of hyperemesis. So what are some recommendations your doctor may give you? So let's say you do go and talk to your doctor and they want to sit down and talk to you. What are you going to expect? Okay, they may go over diet and lifestyle modifications. These modifications are going to be put in place to help ease your symptoms. They recommend smaller amounts of food and fluids more often. Meals that contain more carbs than fats and acids, meals that are rich in protein, lighter snacks like nuts, dairy products, and beans, and drinks with electrolyte are very important to keep the chemical balance. That comes up often, I know. Your lifestyle may need a change too. And by lifestyle change, I don't mean like a whole upside down situation. It just means you do want to avoid stress, and you want to try and get as much rest as possible. So no hard partying. They might also recommend intravenous fluids or IVs. They may ask you to come once a week to hook you up to an IV in order to help replenish hydration and replace electrolytes. So that's important because sometimes when you have hyperemesis, a lot of the times you can't keep anything down, be it food or liquid. And it's important to be able to stay hydrated so there's no other complications. They may prescribe thiamine, or it's a supplement. They may also prescribe medication or drugs to help with the nausea. What those two would be are antiemetics, which is in the name, anti being against, and emestics is vomiting. So it's a medication that helps control the nausea. Should only really be used after 12 weeks to 14 weeks of gestation. Or steroids. Steroids help the appetite. It helps reverse muscle wasting and will probably help you regain lost weight. They will probably also recommend ginger. Same with morning sickness, regular morning sickness. Ginger does help with your nausea. Now I want to talk about less traditional treatments, because a lot of times the medication might not work by itself. So if you are taking antiemetics, if you are taking steroids and it's not helping, you can also include less traditional treatments like acupuncture and hypnosis. Acupuncture and hypnosis can also be used during delivery. I can make a whole separate video on pain alternatives, but these are the less traditional treatments. For acupuncture, the acupuncture to PC6, which is a specific area located somewhere here, could help quicken the resolution of hyperemesis. So what this means, I don't know if you have like the morning sickness bands, or if you get motion sickness, those little bands with the little it's kind of like a marble that you put on and it pushes a pressure point. That's like you lead your thumb and then you count, like it tells you on the little instruction. So it's that pressure point right there. And hypnosis too. It'll help you subconsciously. Those are cool. When I was pregnant, I did look into a lot of alternative medicine. I did use medication. It's just I was looking into alternative medicine to add on to the pain medication during my delivery. I was so afraid of pain. Okay, so now we are at the end of the video, and I do want to remind you to do not take any medication for this condition, hyperemesis, without consulting your doctor first. They will be able to give you a proper dose. They'll be able to prescribe you, real medication. And definitely contact your doctor if you are experiencing excessive nausea and vomiting that does not let you keep food down. Or vomiting that it's accompanied by pain or fever. And then lastly, if vomiting continues well into your second trimester or 12 to 18 weeks of pregnancy, they will be able to help you. After your first trimester, you should see some sort of weight gain. So if you are still experiencing morning sickness, it might affect your weight gain, and your doctor might want to do something about it. Thank you for tuning in, for watching, and I hope you tune in for the next episode. I find this super exciting. Thank you. Bye.